Hi, my name is Sam Jonson and I'm a voice teacher. I'm going to be reacting to and analyzing Selena Gomez Best versus Worst Vocals.
It's been said and done. Every beautiful thought's been already sung. And I guess right now here's another one. So your melody will play on and on. It's been said and done. Every beautiful thought's been already sung. But right now, I guess here's another one.
So far what I hear between the two, the first one, she was a little bit lower energy on the first time that she sang it, and it felt like it was just pulling up a little bit rather than letting it turn over and stretch out her vocal cords a little bit more. In the second one, she already has a lighter sound just from the very first note, and it's helping her thin out her vocal cords a little bit more. She doesn't have to be quite as breathy as she was if she didn't want to be, but it is a much easier way of producing sound than what she was doing before, which was kind of lethargic and just nothing was balanced in the way that this one is. This one seems a lot more careful about everything. Everything feels more like a choice, where the one before felt more like it was just because of her energy level or because of something else that was going on, that it just like dropped everything else out and she didn't care about technique as much or something.
Your melody will play on and on. Try to aim to be yours. Leave this dress a mess on the floor. Still look good for you.
Yeah, same kind of thing where she just feels kind of lethargic. Maybe she's out of breath for some reason.
Let me show you how proud I am to
And she just feels engaged.
Leave this dress a mess on the. Still look good for you, good for you.
To be fair a little bit more though, the second one, we didn't have her voice isolated. The first one was her voice isolated. I think if we isolated this track of the best one, it would probably resemble the first one a little bit more, just because having more instrumentation, everything fleshed out, makes individual voices sound a lot better. Not saying that this isn't better than the one before, because I think it is a little bit, but just because she seems engaged. Where the first one, she didn't seem engaged in the way that she is in this one.
Come on, who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not worth it? Who says you're the only one that's heard it? Just me.
She has a pretty inconsistent breath.
Come on, who says you're not?
Just automatically, it's her legato and her breath flow. The first one, it was, who says you're not, but it was very broken up all the way through, and it was inconsistent even with each of these pulses that she was doing. The second one, it's a consistent airflow. Who says you're not? She's drawing these words together. She's thinking more about a phrase. She's not got this really inconsistent, bouncy breath thing going on, and so she can rely on what she has a little bit more. So some people might say she has better support with this one. I guess I would kind of agree with that, in that support is just consistent breath flow.
Perfect. Who says you're not worth it? Who says you're the only one that's heard it? Just me, that's the best of beauty.
She's sung 4 notes so far, 4 words.
Me and the rhythm, nothing but me. Yeah, the rhythm, me and the rhythm.
So with the first one of those, like, you couldn't hear her voice, and I'm not sure if it's because she wasn't singing when she was doing that that ascent up the me when she was doing that part, but you couldn't hear her. I heard her sing like 8 words for the entirety of that first thing. So that seems like a bizarre choice to do a best-worst comparison. That being said, the second time, she did let it go up into her head for the top notes. She wasn't trying to push anything up. She was just letting it be kind of smoother all the way through, like I was saying before with the legato. But she was still mildly disconnected all the way through. She didn't have a completely consistent tone. It didn't seem very controlled. It was pretty and it was nice, but I don't know, like, I couldn't hear the first one very well, and in the second one, it still seemed a little bit inconsistent, but with a backing track to it.
Take away your things and go. You can't take back what you said. I know, I've heard it all before at least 1,000,000 times. And I'm not one to forget. Take
kinda liked
away
that,
your
though.
things and go. You can't take back what you said. I know, I've heard it all before at least 1,000,000 times.
It's completely different.
And I'm not one to forget.
Subscribe to this.
Wasn't that in a different key? I have to rewatch these ones because that was ridiculous.
Take away your things and go. You can't take back what you said. I know, I've heard it all before at least 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, this isn't bad.
I'm not one to forget. Take away your things and go. You can't take back what you
She's just
said.
doing a completely different melody.
I know, I've heard it all before at least 1,000,000
And she's
times.
she's dodging the high note.
I'm not one to forget.
It sounds more consistent.
Subscribe to this.
It sounds a little bit more consistent for sure, but she also didn't go for any of the same notes. You can't compare best versus worst vocally. You can't compare it because it's not the same thing. I mean, it's like comparing two completely different songs. That's how significantly she changed the melody and how she was singing this thing. So that's not worth comparing. The second time though, she was a little bit lighter, but I think that she could have slid up to it the same way that she did in the first one. I wasn't very bothered by the first one. There were some inconsistencies in pitch a little bit, but it still felt clean to me and it felt expressive. Where the second one, it was nice, it was pretty also, but it was a completely different thing. So that doesn't really make the most sense to me. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Go check out my description below where I have a link to my Patreon, which if you donate any amount of money, then it gives you access to a Discord server, which I go and hang out on there sometimes. And I also choose people who submitted fan submissions from that Discord to feature on my YouTube channel. So go check that out. It would be really fun to keep growing that community. And thanks for watching.